science. It's just science. Science isn't always right. You heard that right. Science fucks up. Sometimes, pardon my language. Actually, science fucks up all the time, constantly, without fail. For every one huge success, there's a string of failures behind it. Does that mean we shouldn't believe in it? No. Here's the thing. Most of what you believe is probably false. Most of it. Like, you probably believe a lot of bullshit. And that's normal. We all do. Anyways, humans tend to cling to what they're told as children. And as you're growing up, your friends tell you things, and you cling on to it. And unless somebody proves it wrong, you believe it. Unless it's, like, obviously false. Unless you figure it out on your own. But odds are, you believe it. And people believe the earth is flat. People believe that clouds that form behind airplanes are chemtrails. People will defend, in some cases, to their death, or somebody else's, the existence of a deity that there's no evidence for aside from a nonsensical book written thousands of years ago by people who thought the earth was the center of the universe, didn't understand gravity, and thought the stars were gods watching us. Because we cling to beliefs. And we only change those when someone shows us we're wrong. And only if they show us in a way that makes us feel smart. If they make us feel dumb, if they make us feel slighted, we'll probably ignore what they're teaching us. So you got to be a little bit more clear about that kind of thing. And people are stubborn. You gotta play to them. Anyways, people probably mocked the first car. It was so inferior to a horse. It may go a little faster, but you keep a horse fed and watered and treat it right, it'll keep on going. And there's food everywhere for horses. At that point, there were no gas stations, so you just drive until you run out of gas and you're done. And so this guy's just riding along on his horse, saying, hey, in a decade, I'll probably still be riding this horse, and that thing's going to be pile of rust, and I'll still be trotting along. Y'all are dumb. Point being, science, like humans, is wrong about a lot. Difference is, science questions everything. Science believes nothing. So when a scientist is wrong, a scientist learns very quickly that they're wrong. And the act of being proven wrong, and wrong, and wrong, and wrong again, that's how you find out what's right. Once you've eliminated all the wrong answers, and you can repeat and test and fail to prove the right answer wrong, you know this is right. I believed a lot of stupid things in my life. I'm sure I still do. But I also know that science always learns the right answers, because it refuses to accept just any answer, and it fights to prove all of them wrong, every single one of them. When science fails, you have your answer. Science isn't in the business of being right. It's in the business of proving things wrong. Knowledge from science is the result of failure. So, if a group of scientists who don't like to agree at all says, hey, this is true, and here's the proof it's true, and here's our peer-reviewed studies showing this is true, you know what peer review is? A scientist says, I figured this thing out. Here's my evidence. Here's my results. Here are the variables I used. And another scientist says, ha! I'm going to prove you're an idiot. And tries to prove the other scientist wrong. If they fail, they admit they failed. They admit they couldn't prove it wrong. And so on. Many scientists will follow that scientist and try and prove this wrong. Once all the scientists have the same results and all the anomalies are explained, you have a bunch of people pissed off. One of them was right. Because their job is to prove them wrong, but they failed to. So they all accept the results, and that's called a consensus. So yeah, if you don't trust science, you're an idiot. It's science. Hope you have a great night.